And it's so intriguing because I'm always interested in how people get interested in a sport. You know, Michael Phelps, I don't know how to put this politely, but he's kind of dysmorphic in his body. His arms are exceptionally long. So somebody figured out, hey, this guy would be a good swimmer. Somebody who's built to be a defensive tackle for the Chicago Bears is probably not going to be a good marathon runner. So if folks have this long, lean build, male or female, maybe this is something that their parents ought to maybe urge them into, the track and field kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, I think that there is a growing interest in that, both at the high school level and then beyond. It's one of those sports that's kind of more like, like swimming or like even tennis, where you can continue to do it, much longer than the defensive tackle for the Chicago Bears can be a tackle, right? And so I think that there is some interest in how we can continue to do that for a longer period of time, maybe. But it is interesting, right? I mean, you talk about the interest in getting out and running a marathon. I mean, this is an event that we commemorate where the first person who did it died, right? So yeah. It's kind of an interesting, it's an interesting thing that this has made it onto our bucket list. We think, okay, well, the first guy that ran a marathon, at least according to the legend, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. And so now we commemorate this event and we say, hey, we should go out and run marathons and see if we can not die. But it's fun, right? And then the race day and the race day festivities and Carthage Marathon is doing an awesome job with it. The kind of fun and post-race activities. It's a fun way to spend the weekend and almost reward yourself for all of that hard work training for a marathon and staying fit.
We're talking with Jared Ward, a U.S. Olympic marathon runner. He finished 6th in Rio de Janeiro, and he's going to be in Carthage and in Nauvoo for the Carthage Marathon. You can find out more information at roadtocarthagemarathon.com. Rudy Rudiger, of the Rudy movie fame, the Notre Dame football player, the walk-on, he's also going to be part of this. And then there's also a musical concert by Gentry. So this is a full fun activity. A lot of people who maybe can't run a marathon could still be spectators and see a marathon.
Sure. And I think they try to do a good job at making it an event for everybody in that respect. Or if you want to get a group together and split up the marathon and do a relay, or I think they offer a couple shorter races, a half marathon and some things. And so a lot of ways to get involved.
Well, it's just going to be great. Will you be giving any kind of motivational speech, or are you going to leave that to Rudy?
I don't know if you can compete with Rudy, can you?
Well,
no,
I
think I'll get my chance to chime in maybe at the start line and at the finish line and things like that. But we'll leave Rudy to the real motivation.
It's interesting as you compare and contrast your careers. You've worked all your life. You hit the ultimate for marathoners. You made it into the U.S. Olympics on the team. You finished 6th. Rudy is famous for just never giving up and basically playing football at Notre Dame for like 15 seconds. So it's kind of intriguing. You both had to work your whole young lives to reach the pinnacle, and the pinnacle for you is very different than his pinnacle was. Most people would say you played for 15 seconds and that's the pinnacle of your career. But for him, it was overcoming that underdog status. Have you ever been the underdog, Jared Ward, or have you always been kind of top of the game?
No, I started more of an underdog. In fact, it's kind of funny to pull out pictures of me in high school, and I was this kind of 90-pound, probably 5'3" guy that the smallest jersey that coach could find out of the shed was slipping off of my shoulder as I was trying to run. And I had some things with my running form too that weren't awesome, just really bent over and not really structurally sound, I don't think. And so no, it started, it took until midway through my junior year in high school before I could crack it onto the varsity team. And but I think that I found something with running, and I fell in love with it because it was something that was so individual that I could just improve myself. It didn't really matter what anyone else in the state was doing or anyone else on my team was doing. I could look at the clock and I could try to run faster next week than I ran this week. And, and I think that's hopefully the takeaway that people can take from being involved in running, or really any other sport. You talk about Rudy's successes versus my successes versus anyone else's. We really set ourselves up for I think, the most success if we can bring the scale back to a personal scale and try to achieve against ourselves and just see how far we can push ourselves as opposed to comparing to everybody else. But I think the running is a very easy way to do that. You can get out there, start your watch, and see how fast you can do the 2-mile loop by your house, and then tomorrow you can do it a little faster.
Well, it's Saturday, May 27th. It's the first ever Road to Carthage Marathon, starting in Nauvoo, ending in Carthage. There's a marathon, a half marathon, a marathon relay, and, of course, a great chance to be a spectator and go to the shows and the concerts and the music fest, and $5,000 in prize money is on the table. So there will be are there going to be big names that we might recognize coming to this, or would that be too lofty a goal for a first-year marathon event?
I certainly expect to see certainly the bigger regional names. That kind of prize money certainly draws out a local, a regional crowd. And so I hope so. I hope we get some fun competition out there and see who can take home the prize.
Okay. Well, folks, mark your calendars. Saturday, May 27th, it's the Road to Carthage Marathon. You can find out more at roadtocarthagemarathon.com. That's roadtocarthagemarathon.com. It's been our pleasure today to have Jared Ward, Olympic runner. He placed 6th in Rio de Janeiro and, of course, 3rd place in the Los Angeles Olympic trials that got you onto the team. Have a safe journey as you head to Nauvoo and enjoy all the festivities in Nauvoo and Carthage on that Memorial Day weekend. We look forward to having you in our community. Thank you so very much, Jared Ward.
Hey, thanks, Mary. Good to talk to you.